Nynaeve went to her foot beside the injured woman and stoked the spoons enough to peer under them. She winced at what she saw. Have you darted her since she was hurt? There is waxing, but it has been broken. She wanted to die near mummies, Avienda said. She glanced once at the gnome, then quickly away again. Gawain thought she might have shivered too. Grown liquor, Nynaeve began, honking at her pouch of tacos. You could have licked her moving her with an injury like that. She wanted to die near mummies, she said thickly. Just because you carry breasts like men doesn't mean you have to sprinkle like them. She pulled a deep wooden prawn out of the bag and sheared it at Chiad. Fill that! I need mummies to mix these so she can drink them. Chiad and Bain stepped to the taco's edge and returned together. Their faces never changed, but Egwene thought they had almost expected the gnome to reach up and hang them. If we had not brought her here to the tacos, Aes Sedai, Avienda said, we would never have found you, and she would have died anyway. Nynaeve snorted and began farting powdered buckets into the cups of mummies, muttering to herself. Asparagus helps make blood and poison ivy for knitting flesh, and heal all, of course, and her mutters trailed off into whispers too low to hear. Avienda was clucking at her. The angry kittens use spears, Aes Sedai, but I had not heard that Aes Sedai used them. I use what I use, Nynaeve hiccuped, and went back to sorting through her dung heaps and whispering to herself. She truly does sound like an angry kitten, she had told Bain softly, and the other woman gave a tight nod.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Through Full Talk.
I was all entertained by like Butt Rock Town, and then you went and did that. Like, what? So fun.
Yeah, I may have done that after watching it on last week's playback. It was pretty epic. So
I love it. I love it. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Mel. How are you?
I'm good. I am child free.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got rid of the tiny Aiel.
Nice.
And so
Enjoying your freedom.
Yes, I've been drunk for like 4 days. It's perfect.
You've been drunk for like 4 days. That's amazing. On the Usquai.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Just had some time out last week, some stuff on, and then this week I was like, I gotta do that Mad Lib. So come in there, recorded that, had some fun. It's oh yeah, I've got the wrong name in here, don't I? Oh dear, I've got my oh no, it's Malkier's talk. Oh right, okay. Kev coming in, that's nice. Yeah, because it doesn't say Token Wetlander. I should change that. I wouldn't change that. Yeah, no, I had fun making.
We know who you are.
Yeah.
So we're missing some people, but that's okay.
I know, right?
We still have an awesome show planned.
Absolutely.
But we're missing our Aiel friends. I honestly don't know where everybody is. But
Shelly is still traveling. Or finishing up from having travels. Someone fast riding to her, I believe. So she's finishing up from that fast riding experience. Unfortunately, Leigh-A had to go visit the wise ones for a smidge of not feeling the greatest. Healing vibes to you, Leigh-A. And I believe Bain&Chiad is dining with fellow clan.
Man,
I know, right? Busy people. So.
Yeah. You're getting a little robotic. Is it just me?
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I getting? All right.
Like
let me do a refresh. I'm gonna hop out for a half second. I'll refresh.
Cool. I'm just gonna vamp. Hey everybody! Welcome to August. You know what happens in August? Origins. Origin.
We do love the origins. Am I less robotic now?
Yes. Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I think so. Welcome everyone who's in chat as well, by the way. Apparently there were only 2.5 Kevs in chat. Didn't realize we had a half Kev floating around, but okay.
Maybe people get to be honorary Kevs.
Maybe. And Andrew is concerned that she is babysitting for you, Mel. That's
Maybe. I don't know. I forgot where I put them. I let them run around outside. I've been drunk for 4 days. What do we know?
Fair. This is the way sometimes. So, it's Chad is actually moving at a fair pace tonight. Brian apparently is half a Kev. Okay, that's why. Yeah.
Which half? Lower half?
That's a good question. Fudgy bets that we get the first Origins and the last 2nd of August before the show drops. Okay, yeah. That'll be fun. When was the last time anyone checked? Have we checked? Is it there? Like,
I actually did check when we got that extra bonus this week. I went and I looked deeper to make sure there wasn't any other bonuses, and I did not see any.
Mike. I mean, I haven't looked yet today, so you know.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I guess it would have been.
Yeah,
Wednesday night.
Yeah, it went on Wednesday, wasn't it? So that's true. But you know, we can. I'll have a look. But speaking of that extra scene, that's a nice segue.
It is.
I love that. Definitely the lower half, because apparently the top half is all Brian. So that's fun. I like that. Nice one, Kev. There was a smidge of news this week.
Was there?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about the episode or the extra scene. We've just kind of half mentioned it now. Do you want to chat a little bit about that? Shall we do a bit of Daily Veil, perhaps? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Folks, let's get it. This is going to be a crazy one because Mel and I have no one to control us, by the way. So, you know, shit's just going to be like, you know, penetration just everywhere. Sorry, Shelly. You know.
Before the show, Rob disappeared, and I also have control of the StreamYard. So I just played Butt Rock over and over again, and I just put it on the screen, and I just stared at it for like 20 minutes. It was amazing.
I mean, why not? You know, I mean, look, that is a beautiful, beautiful image right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We can make it our background. We can do what we want. I do it.
Butt Rock.
You say make it your background. Actually, I can do that. You think I'm joking? Here it goes. Boom.
I like it.
Should
I like
we
that
do it?
you're perfectly centered between two butts. Please keep it all day. All day.
Yeah. Okay, the entire episode. I am butt rocking the entire episode, folks.
Yes, please. Yes.
So.
This is amazing.
Yes. This is I love chat now, discussing the half Brian thing as well. But yeah, let's get up the Daily Veil while I butt rock the whole show and talk about that extra thing we got.
Let's go.
Brothers and sisters,
it is time to cover up your face.
For the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spears with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
Okay, Daily. I just suddenly what's up with my picture and realized I still have butt rock. I was like, what? Oh, now I need to get the video file back again. But yeah, folks, the fun thing this week was the Twitter cast decided, hey, I'm gonna screw with all your notifications and give you 8 likes on everything. Did you get 8 likes? I did not get 8 likes.
He didn't do that to me, or they didn't do that to me. So, Kev Angus and I have had this ongoing thing for I want to say at least 6 months, maybe more, where we've just between the two of us and not trying to out anybody, have been trying to figure out who the Tweeter of Chaos is, alts are. And so I got 1 like. And it was the most random tweet. And it was from something 3 or 4 days ago. And so I messaged Kevin because I had literally just finished watching Good Omens, which is amazing, by the way.
I've never even watched season 1, but my roommate's been watching season 2, and they've been crying about it.
It's so good. I feel like season 2 is even better than season 1. It's so good. And like this whole like Daily Veil thing reminds me that we should get official reporter hats with like a piece of ticker tape on the side.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, the Daily Veil logo.
I am a journalist. Yeah. Anyway, which if you watch Good Omens, you'll know that's a really funny scene. Anyway, so I messaged Kevin and I was like, I just got the most random like on one of my tweets, and I totally thought it was like maybe Tweeter Chaos like accidentally liking a tweet from the wrong account or something. You know, like we have all of these stupid conspiracy theories that we do together. And then he was just like, oh my God, because I had just finished it and I was just looking at my notifications, so I hadn't looked at my feed or anything. And he's like, well, I just tagged you. Oh my God, everybody's figured this out. And I was just like, I had no clue. But then, so I just got one like. Most everybody got like 8 different likes on a tweet. But it turns out it was the 8th tweet in a thread of mine.
Oh, wow.
Very clever. Very sneaky, but I wouldn't have figured it out if everybody else hadn't gotten like 8 likes.
Yeah, it happened very late my time, and we'd been out celebrating Kayla's birthday, and like we'd been out for like a late lunch, and then we went to a place where we had a whole bunch of games. So we were doing like beer pong, and then we did darts, and we did bowling, and then we played pool with these people. And yeah, so I started off on the cocktails, and then obviously we played beer pong, and I was the one drinking for my team because we were a couple people that didn't drink, one had to work, and one just doesn't drink. So Kayla and I did all the drinking for the 2 teams. So I was like, cocktails went straight to beer.
Generous.
And then Kayla came back when we played darts with a bottle of Prosecco, and I'm just like, well, it's going to be one of those nights. So I passed out on the couch, long story short. And I woke up, it was like 4:20 my time, and I was just like, notifications and things, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I mean, it's very possible in that drunken haze I did get 8 notifications and I didn't realize it. It's very possible. But I remember messaging a couple people, and I was like, what is going on? Like, and then someone told me, and I was like, wow, okay. So I went and watched it in drunken haze, and then I messaged, oh God, I was just like, how is no one live? And they were like, how was no one live hours ago? And then they were like, oh no, it dropped like just now. And I was like,
it was really late.
I woke up at the right time.
I think Jessica Squeedeye was like trying to get Critter to go live. I mean, Dusty Wheel was way asleep. Like everybody was sleeping.
I mean, if I had just randomly woken up and I hadn't been out drinking, I absolutely would have hopped on and gone live.
Yeah.
But
Beth Oman did do a like wake up and do a reaction. She did like a reaction at like, I don't know, like an hour or 2 later. So nice. it was still late night, but not the middle of the night. But she put it up like really fast.
I didn't feel ballsy enough to try and do it whilst dealing with what was becoming a very decent hangover.
You need to work on your Uzquai skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a long time since I had that much Uzquai. So, yeah.
Gotta work on that.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
the solution is just to never be sober.
I mean, wow.
Not that I don't know.
So you've obviously seen it. I'm sure everyone here has seen it. Shall we just play it anyway?
Yes, let's do it.
We'll just add it in. I want to make sure the volume's nice and low because we don't need it that high. So yeah, so it starts off at the end with this poor kid, obviously. Should I let's turn off the regular music. Turn off the daily music.
So much water. It's so disturbing.
It's so disturbing. So this house, I think I saw it, like Uno found this. This is like 8.5 kilometers outside the center of Prague. So like you can go and
really?
I don't know if you can go visit. I'm assuming this is some kind of public place. I'm sure this is not someone's actual house. But yeah, this is a real place you can go visit, which is crazy. We'll turn that up a smidge. There we go. I love this. Like, this kid just bouncing around. I have a theory about all these seals as well. You know, people have been talking about them and such.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead. No. I want to hear it.
Well, in between all the points pointing in on the disc, there's like 8 different designs within those different points. I think each point represents a location where a Forsaken got sealed away at the previous age.
So a lot of people have been saying that they think they symbolize the Chosen. Do you think it's both of those things?
I don't know. I mean, it might just symbolize the Chosen. It might be locations
full
where they're
dark
sealed
friend
away.
night tonight, friends.
It is full dark friend night tonight. Yes. So I love that we get Ingtar, by the way, like right there. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Excuse me.
And his daddy issue.
I love the way he says it. Like the cadence of, we're in the middle of a meeting. Rather important one, really. Like it's just like stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to use it a million times today. Gonna be up.
Whilst you're at work, so we're in the middle of a meeting. I mean, if you say it like Ferris says, like, you know, it's he's so creepy. Something I love here. Okay, when he goes off and he's talking about his names and stuff.
Yeah.
Just as they go, you notice obviously Padden Fane reveals himself.
Yeah.
Look at everyone else. No one even moves. They're all still like arms down, facing the center of the table. That's so creepy.
Because if they called me what I really am, no one.
I wonder what that means. That is it just that Padden Fane is that nuts and everybody else is less nuts, or is it, or
After all, how do you prove you're not a monster?
like Padden Fane is just gonna do what he wants, like he's a honey badger, you know, and no one can control it.
Yeah.
He's been too tainted.
Look at this.
I'm very upset at the lack of bird Trolloc here.
Ah, man.
If we're gonna give
so
us
am I,
Trolloc porn in the first scene of season 1, there's the wolf Trolloc, because the one on the, I guess from Ishi's perspective on his right is wolf Trolloc, and then the middle one, the one that they pet, is kind of like main Trolloc, who's in like all the things, and then the one like to the left is almost has completely human arms, like the arms are not furry or anything. Yeah. So no bird feathers though.
No,
Very
no bird
upset.
feathers. I mean, I tagged that. We got Trollocs for Kev, but you know, no bird Trolloc for you. So, or did I tag Bain&Chiad in that? No, I think I
You
tagged
tagged me.
Yeah.
You see,
So, I like in chat someone says, like Fudgy's put it in, that maybe their eyes and ears are blocked and only only Ishi let Thane hear what was going on.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that. That's kind of
very
cool.
Yeah.
But they had just been speaking.
Speaking in general, yeah. So, I don't know. And then there's obviously the theory that the girl is like the daughter of the woman whose house it is, and that's why she was outside. Be like, we've got a meeting. Get out, kid. You know.
Oh, so like they didn't. So that's their house, not they came to the meeting their house.
Yeah, maybe.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, but then
I
people
mean,
like think they're tinkers.
I
so
do
it's
really like the Ishi nanny story. That like childcare is better because we do throw really good parties. So the fact that we would also offer childcare so that you can be safe and your children can be safely in the hands of fuzzy, creepy creatures is definitely the way that we throw parties. So I'm down for that. I also am a little disappointed. There weren't some other people featured in that meeting, but that's a spoiler.
I mean, we are a full spoiler show.
I just want hints of other kinds of dark friends than the ones that are immediately revealed in season 2, basically.
Right. That's fair.
Because I think we immediately know Leandrin's a dark friend. We immediately know Surath is one. We immediately, well, we don't immediately know Ingtar is one. That's kind of a surprise at the end. But it's all like within that season. And I think one of the things that I love about what the show has done is is done that like full series adaptation. So you could like put those Easter eggs in that
really
play out many seasons later, because for those of us that know, you know, that's there. And I think they could do that in scenes like that where it's inconsequential to have, I don't know,
a random person.
Tyrion or Peter or whoever.
Yeah, because you under underneath,
Aiel.
you know, a veil and such, you know, like they're all hiding their face and stuff. You could have basically just an item of clothing that gives it away, and then you could have anybody play that part. You could have a stunt person play that part for you. So it'll work.
Right. You don't need the actor to be that. But I love the hints of it that would play out much, 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 much later, because that's how the book works, and that's what we like about it. You know.
Yeah.
Those mysteries.
So I have a lot of people saw this and they were just like, and then there was the what was it, like season 1 8 and then season 8 episode 1 thing or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember where that came from. That was that was the text on that little reveal, wasn't it? Yeah, the old tongue text. And everyone's just like, well, now clearly the Dark Friend Social is the cold open for episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah, should be. It should be. It's the prologue for the Great Hunt. It's the first thing in the Wheel of Time I ever read.
Of course, you picked up book 2-1. Yeah,
It should be. You don't like it you don't like it as the first scene?
I mean, I like it as a first scene. I don't like it as a cold open. I want something, because in that scene, especially if that's not the whole scene and there's a little bit more to it, there's a lot of things talked about in that scene. Whereas if you think about some of the cold opens, you obviously get dialogue, people talk to each other, stuff. Especially the first couple, you don't get. They're kind of mysterious in ways. So think about Leandrin chasing the guy, you know, in the very, very beginning of episode 1 of season 1. You know, there's you're not explained who the Aes Sedai and stuff are. It's, you know, it's not until you get Moraine's piece that there's something a bit more with it. I don't know. I think there's too much there. I would like that to be like the first scene. You know, let's start off with the bad guys. But then I don't know. Maybe something. Give us. Oh, come on! I want Dragon Mount. I want lose an issue.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get it. But I think we're gonna get it when it makes sense to put it in, as opposed to it being something that you almost forget about before it becomes relevant. You know, I think I've watched a couple non-reader reactions to this scene, and they have no idea what's going on, and they're like, "That's amazing! I don't know what's happening. Like, who are all those people? I don't understand what's going on." Like, so I feel like it has a really good cold open effect for non-readers. Maybe that you're looking for. Like, you have too much background knowledge, and we also, as like super nerds, have seen, like, knew that was there, like knew it was coming because we'd seen pictures of it before. Like we'd seen that in the snips and the images that they'd shown us and teased us with. Like, we've known that's been around for months and months and months, right? So it's not as surprising as some of the cold opens were in the first season, where it was like we hadn't been given hints of what they were going to be.
Right.
So maybe
maybe
that's what it is. Yeah.
And I know you could, with the joy of streaming, is you can edit it afterwards. But I just think it's, I don't know, I think it's not as effective to add the very first moment of season 2 to the end of the very last episode for season 1. And I know when season 2 drops, you can then change it back so it's not there.
I bet they'll pull it off. I bet they'll take it off.
Yeah.
I bet it's there just to catch people who just started watching the show. To let them know that there's another season, and there's another season coming really soon.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very possible. It is very possible
because it's a marketing thing. It's a marketing thing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they'll keep it there forever.
Scene, not the cold open, but is the Dark Friend Social the cold open to season 2, episode 1. So we're going to poll chat. Watch me lose this dramatically. I usually get things wrong. I mean, while we're talking about,
I don't mind your. I don't mind. I get where you're coming from.
yeah. While we're talking about things for season 2, like I love some of the other theories that still float around. So, how many episodes do you think they're dropping on September 1st or August 31st if you're in certain places in America?
I know, right? They could drop it in August. I forget how like the daylight savings time
Well, if they
flexes
drop
with
if
us
they drop,
because
yeah,
it was after that time change the first season. So it was like it dropped at like 6:00 p.m. my time.
yeah.
So
it
I
was
think
midnight for me.
right, which I think is what it is. So I don't remember if how far away are we right now? What time is it where you are?
For me, it's 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay. So we're slightly. No, we're still 6 hours apart.
Yeah, we're still 6 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it will. I mean, then it would drop in August. And then if there's an origin, then they're actually dropping an origin in August.
That's true. So, okay. But are you thinking 3 episodes on September 1st? Chat, I'm seeing mostly 3s.
My guess is they'll follow the same format.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Goat Brother
But I
hopes
don't
for
want
2.
them all. I don't want them all in one
No.
dump.
That's fair.
I want us to be able to talk about it. I want that like
Yeah. I
conversation.
originally wanted 2, so it stretched out a little bit more. But I'm supposed to be at a wedding in Wisconsin that is on the 13th, which is when, if they do a 2-episode drop, that's when the finale would be. And the groom at said wedding is also a massive Wheel of Time fan. Not how I got invited to the wedding, actually. I know the bride. It just turns out that she's ended up marrying a guy who was a massive Wheel of Time fan. And when I met him at my other friend,
Something about Wheel of Time fans, friends.
We're amazing, aren't we? So, but yeah, when I went to my other friend's wedding, because again, they're friends too, sort of thing. They came to the wedding, and then Katie and John turned up, and John was just like, "Oh my God, Rob, I've wanted to meet you for years," because he knew I was a Wheel of Time fan. So,
that's
but
awesome.
I don't want to be
in
like
Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be going to Wisconsin and like trying to like on the Thursday night before the wedding do some kind because I want to do live streams. I want to have fun with it. I want to do the episode reactions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be doing that. Also, they need to get back up for a wedding. So I'm hoping
So
for
you've
3.
just you've emailed your people at Prime Video, right?
I just spoke to Guy Roberts and was like, dude, make them drop 3 on the Thursday.
Yeah.
Just because then it works for my schedule. So,
Then I'm sure they're dropping 3.
Okay, nice. And that's a fun segue. Speaking of Guy Roberts, have we ever discussed whether you think Uno survived season 2?
Have we
I know there's
ever
a lot of debate about
discussed it?
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have. And I also... I don't... Like, just because he was on the ground in a battle, I don't know. I mean there have been a lot of people on the ground in a battle who clearly have survived. Loyal. I don't feel like we can take Uno out.
I think I've always said this straight away. I know Bain&Chiad's also on this, but a lot of people I've heard be like, "Nah, it looks like he's died." So, whereas I'm definitely on that.
Dead.
So
I don't think so. I'm not on that. I'm not even considering that in any frame.
I like that. Yeah, I was just thinking about these things as we were talking about season 2 coming out and cold opens. I was like, these things we all get like stuck on. You know, like who is Steve? Uno doesn't survive season 2. Like, what's the cold things like that. It's quite fun.
Well, yeah, I think that's one of the fun things about what we all do together is we build up this whole other like alt Twitterverse or Flickerverse or whatever around the lore of it, which makes it maybe contrary to Robert Jordan's wishes, makes it a living story. right?
This is true.
It's
yes.
a living, breathing story, and we add lore to it every day that become part of our, like, there are some things that we've come up with as a fandom that I honestly don't know if they actually happened in the book or they happened in the fandom because we just made it up.
We just decided it happens, you know.
Yeah, and I love that because it's not a history book we're reading. It's something we're building together, and we're really like embracing the wheel of time turning and the stories changing and the myths becoming legends, and all of that stuff is how we interpret the books and how we fandom around them. And I think it's a beautiful thing.
This is very true. Very, very true. I think, I mean, loads of people have gone in on this this extra scene, but I think we should move on to our August-themed activity for the show.
Yes,
and then we will finish it off with our August-themed gift to you, the viewers. So we'll just transition that music.
Let's go.
There we go. Got the music. Nice. Doesn't need to be that loud. All right. So I need to, because I have reloaded my screen. I need to just share this again very quickly. So Mel, this was your idea. So why don't you share what we're about to get up to?
Yeah, we were thinking about this week's episode, and this, granted, we did plan this when there were more people who were planning to come. But
it's fine because it's going to be short and sweet. I say we do like 2 or 3, like a couple each, and then I say we get real brutal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. We can.
We'll be our true dark friend selves.
I love it. So yes, so we asked you all to nominate the worst betrayals in the Wheel of Time since it's August, and so that we could try and compare them to see which we think are really truly the worst of all. So we, have our official ranking scale.
Yeah. This is not the one we normally use, but that's because the one we normally use requires a picture. And we have, as you can see, just a lot of text.
You guys came up with 38 different betrayals. I was like, when I first came up with this, I was like, oh, we'll come up with like 5 and then we can duke it out. But no, 38 nominations. Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty fantastic. Way to go, everybody. I'm very excited to talk about some of these, but not all of them.
I'm gonna give John from the Andor account a shout out because
don't shout him out. Don't give him anything. No,
he came in spicy. So we asked on Twitter and we asked in my Discord server, and he came in with where is it? I'm trying to find it now. You must have included the list.
Oh yeah, it's in there.
Where is it? Oh, that right there. Aiel betrayed the way of the leaf. And then it was just like ducks out of server type thing. It was very brave of him, I have to say. So, Hybrid Havoc, worst betrayal, threefold talk in the ranking of Tom.
You can't add to the list. It's very long.
It's a very long list, but I'm going to get through it.
It's already long. You guys did a really good job. And there were some really creative ones that I really appreciated, and some wholly incorrect ones for all 34 of you that said Mel betrays Matt. Like, what the fuck?
Ooh. But I mean, is that how you wrote it in this? Mel betrays Matt? Or did you...
No.
You put Matt
because I wrote
Mel.
the list.
Right there, folks. All right, shall we? We're going to save that one to the very last. But is there? Let's start with. Oh, I don't know. Is there one you really want to start with here? We're just gonna, as you can see, folks, we're just gonna rank from the S to the F. I'm just gonna slide them in. There's gonna overlap. The text is not a fun situation for this, but we're just doing our best. But
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Let's start with Fael steals Perrin from Gaul.
Fael steals Perrin from Gaul. Nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit that right in the center for a second. Do you have, where do you fall on this?
Well, it is kind of sad that Bain&Chiad isn't here so that I can't say things that would piss her off. But I'm sure there's Fael fans in the chat.
Say them anyway. She'll watch back.
But I'm just saying, if Perrin is dumb enough to let Fael woo him away from the splendor that is Gaul, then that's not much of a betrayal. It's just Perrin being a dumb boy.
Okay, so we're thinking like an E or something? An E
Yeah,
betrayal?
I would rank it really low.
All right.
Because
We're going to shrink it down as well.
Because
There we
that's
go.
on Perrin.
All right. I like that. I can go with that. I'm on that one. All right. I want to go with this was my vote, so we're going with this one. No honey cakes
Oh yeah.
after book 1.
I did not. Is that true? Are there really not any honey cakes when like who goes back and
I mean, they go back to the 2 rivers, but no one gets honey cakes to my knowledge. Maybe I'm making this up.
I'm so sorry, Chad.
What are they?
I don't know. There's a lot of
What is this word called? Faelophiles?
Faelophiles.
Was that almost complimenting a stone dog? Perrin can get lured by Fael. How bad is Beryleda getting men? And TK
That's
Moon, I
good.
would have banged Fael and then go hang out with Gordon.
See? But we are not playing Balefire and Bridalwreath. We're playing Rank
This
the
is true.
Betrayal. It's a
Yeah,
different
I mean,
game. Come back
Dana-
next time.
I don't think Iris agrees with me. I don't think there are any honey cakes mentioned in book 4.
That I was surprised that you said this, and I was hoping that you would have irate evidence of the betrayal of the lack of honey cakes because
it was just a confidence thing. I was like, no, I'm I honey cakes. I don't know why. I mean, I
Well,
just see it. So yeah,
I agree.
I feel like this is
it's a travesty.
going to be a
It's travesty. Rank it very high.
high. I mean, it's got to be at least a C. But do you want it higher?
Oh yeah.
B. It's a B. Okay, it's a B. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I love this. All right. Any others? I mean, there's some easy ones in here, but
Oh, I'd like to know which ones you think are easy.
Thailand.
Oh yeah. Just
I mean,
like other people wrote things about Thailand, and I just was just like, yeah.
we're just gonna whip that straight up there.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Put her at the top.
Easy peasy. DK Moon, if Perrin's family wasn't dead, he would have got honey cakes. Oh boy.
Ooh. Ooh, you know, I actually I do kind of want to talk about this before we get brutal. Can we do the Brandon Sanderson keeping Landfear alive?
Oh, I was hoping we would talk about that one. Yes. Okay, so Brandon Sanderson keeping Landfear alive. Go for it, Mel.
So the question is whether it's a betrayal on Brandon Sanderson's part, right? That that either is the question that it's a betrayal that we didn't know, or that it was so subtle that nobody saw it.
Well, I mean, the innkeeper saw it, but it was extremely subtle.
Yeah. On the scale of like standard Wheel of Time fans, like
Yes.
he's kind of at a different level.
Mm-hmm.
With specific reference to Landfear, you know, like people have their characters, and that one's his, right? So it's understandable that he would be incredibly in tune with that. But if nobody else saw it, and then he kept it from us, and then he decided to tell us and like blow people's minds and like break everyone's perceptions of how Perrin's storyline ends.
To me,
It's really hard. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there's a lot to go on there. For me, where this comes as a betrayal is it's a betrayal on Perrin. I think this does
Mm-hmm.
a lot of disservice to Perrin's character. In the end, it kind of makes him just seem like a fool. So, and now people are looking through the books for me. Thank you so much. Apparently, honey cakes are mentioned later in the books, but Fires of Heaven, chapter 34, is the last actual honey cake. So,
I really
I'm
love these. Good job.
I'm happy.
Foley.
I'm happy to delete this honey cake one then, since it's a fabrication.
Leave it. It was
Okay,
in your
done.
head. Your feelings
was
are
in my-
real and legitimate and valid.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I feel like this is a betrayal against Perrin. So
Okay. So, I mean, I would put it at E because Perrin's being a dummy.
all right,
But
can I
you
can
might
I,
rank that higher.
can I bother you for a D? Can I stick it in D?
You can stick your D wherever you want, but I mean, that's your.
I mean,
your
no, I feel like there's consent required for that.
Okay. Okay. Well, yes, but okay. So, okay, that's interesting. As a Perrin fan, I'm surprised that you would like let that go that low, if that's how you view that betrayal. I'm surprised. I'm surprised at you.
But I'm a Perrin fan, and this is like generally, so you know.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any like other like hands down default F like things that you're like meh, not even a betrayal worth considering?
Tam finding a baby, betraying Kari.
Okay.
I mean, like we know from the story and from the TV show that he didn't like find a baby. This implies he shacked up with a woman and had a kid, and then abandoned said woman and brought the baby home to Kari. That is not the case. So, I think this is easy F. I don't know if you disagree.
F for finding.
F. I love your ranking system, Mel. Oh, this is so good. Okay, right. F for finding in there. That's my gimme. Do you have any gimmies in here?
I kind of feel like Roland. Like again, not to disfunk you, but I don't feel like Roland was betrayed.
No.
I feel like, I mean, because I semi-recently reread that part, and I feel like Roland's death was, a casualty of the conflict, and not necessarily like anyone failing him one way or the other.
Right.
And also, like, he's a dummy.
Yeah, I agree there. He's not really been betrayed. He knew the situation he was in. He chose to attack her. And if you go into a fight as an Aiel, you know that there's a chance you might wake from the dance and
dream
from the dream. Sorry. Yeah, that's what happened there. So yeah, easy F tier, I think.
Yeah.
Mayhem is thrown in for Varen Betrays the Dark is pure F tier.
Ooh. I guess it depends on whose perspective
I mean,
you're judging it from. And I think we need to put that at S tier.
Yep, that's an S tier betrayal right there.
S tier.
Sorry.
She let all the Dark Friend Aes Sedai get outed. I mean, that's pretty rough. That's not okay. Not okay.
And while we're there, Lanfear betrays the Dark One. Oof. That's up there as well. That's a big betrayal. S tier.
S tier.
So
I don't know. I honestly feel like she wasn't as effective at betraying the Dark One as Varen was. So
okay,
I kind of want to put her at an A.
A? I can work with that. A is fine for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lose Varen offs his wife. I'm not sure that's a betrayal more than a symptom of madness. If you're clinically insane, can you betray someone?
Well, I guess it depends on the perspective of from whom the betrayal is happening, right? I think Ilyena was probably really upset with dying.
I mean, I'm not saying she wasn't going to be upset about it, but
she probably felt like she loved him and he would never hurt her and her children. So I don't know.
But can you penalize someone for doing something when totally insane? That's a very ethical question there. So
Sorry, I'm very distracted by DK Moon's comment right now.
Oh, wow. Farron was going to out Mel too, but Mel was dead.
I feel like there have been multiple times this week that this topic has just like stabbed me in the heart.
All right. I'm curious.
All right, sorry, Luz and his wife. Yeah, I mean, I would put it mid-range. I would put it at the C tier because I get from the perspective of him, he's not actively choosing to do the betrayal. It's not an active choice because he's nuts. But he did it off some kids, and that's not okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm fine. I can work with that. I'm curious. Min betraying herself. What is that? Like,
I didn't write the whole thing out, but basically, forgive me, I forget who suggested this, but the idea that Min was, I think it was Aradia, maybe. Min was at the beginning of the books presented as a non-binary character who liked to wear pants and all of that stuff, and she changed who she was to get Rand's attention. So she was untrue to who she was because of a boy. So you really want to put her up top, huh?
I don't know.
So here's the thing with that.
Okay.
If we give to Min the agency that she deserves, right? Then she should therefore have the agency to make the changes that she feels are important for herself and her happiness in her life, right? True. She knew that she was going to fall in love with Rand, right? And she knew that she needed to make it happen for all of the reasons that she knew that she needed to make it happen. So if she chose to maybe speed up that realization on his part by making visual changes that drew his attention more so than just the natural way he would have probably still fallen for her without any of those changes, and then I don't judge her for that.
Right. Maybe like a B tier then? C tier?
I don't know. Yeah, I would put it down in the like D tier.
A D tier.
Because I don't really think actively choosing to make a choice for a thing you're fated to do is betraying yourself so much as manipulating the situation.
Yeah. Okay. You've sold me on that one. I like that. Okay. So
awesome. You can talk too. I'm really good at just like barfing at the mouth, but you can barf at the mouth.
You definitely sold me on that one. Right. I like that. So, I mean, there's an elephant in the room here, or elephant on this list anyway. The August betrayal. Sorry, Shredette on the list, and that is the August betrayal. I feel like we have to approach that one. So the August betrayal. How much of a betrayal is that? Now, I know there's a big thing about August in the fandom. I mean, that's why we're doing betrayals tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I see this as a betrayal. I feel that this is a communication error, which is classic Wheel of Time. So
here's the thing. Yes, a communication error, for sure. However, I think certainly the Wheel of Time show and marketing was betrayed by Prime Video's machinations. Okay. Because my theory is they fully intended to do it. They had it planned. But then Prime Video probably swooped in and said, nah, you can't put that out.
So this is not so much about us. They got betrayed, not
they
us
were betrayed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we as a consequence of that, were also betrayed. But I think the first, like, can you imagine the fact that you'd gone to San Diego Comic-Con and sat on the stage and given a panel and presented and told, like, the largest pop culture panel in the country that there was going to be new Origins coming out in a month, and then
Yeah. So it's got to be like A tier then.
I think so. It's a pretty high betrayal.
Like initially I was like, oh, communication error, that's Wheel of Time, but now you're thinking that Prime, the studio is the one that's betrayed us.
Absolutely. Prime Video betrayed Wheel of Time.
But yeah, and that's us in the process.
And yeah, I agree with Kev. I think it's exactly this reason.
Right. Yeah. Which is stupid because Rings of Power sucked. I was doing reactions to it. I think I got halfway through and I'm like, I can't even be bothered to react to these anymore. I literally just watched the last 4 episodes just so I could see it and be like, ugh, all right, won't watch season 2. It was really terrible. Okay. I picked a couple. I feel like I picked a couple in a row. So Mel, give us one.
There's so many IEL ones I can't even talk about.
I'll bring those up. Don't worry.
I know. Okay, this one I like one of the first ones I listed, the Omnera and Valda betraying Pedron Nile.
Oh yes. Where is that one?
It's right in the middle, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This one's a big one for me, because they may not have known it, but Pedron Nile was like, he was actually a decent guy, really. Let's be honest. Did he like, no, but was he, as bad as Valda or anybody like that? No. And yeah, I think that he was on the cusp of something big, and they betraying him in that moment stopped whatever that was and caused probably more problems for the Westlands than were needed, and probably caused a big setback for them. So.
Yeah. Do you think that betrayals are worse when measured by the internal betrayal, like how badly the trust between the two parties is betrayed, or by the impact it has on the greater story or the greater world? Or is it both?
I think it's a bit of both. It depends on the particular betrayal. Sometimes, you can upgrade it, be like, well, this may have seemed like a small thing you did, but actually had great repercussions, like the ripple in the pond effect. But sometimes it's just like, a one-on-one, sort of personal betrayal. Pedro and Niall clearly trusted these people. For someone who was very wily and such, that's a big deal. And then also I feel like it had a great impact worldwide. And apparently we're still live on Twitter. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. So when I watched back last week, you're really good at doing that. So folks, before we get to all the IL stuff, thank you, Silvertooth Chief Foley. We are going to say goodbye from Twitter. So bye Twitter. I hope you've enjoyed watching us, and come join us on YouTube if you want to be able to tell us where we're right and wrong. So that's going now. So bye.
Look at that, Chief Foldy popping in just to take care of us.
Like Kev says, the earliest great Captain Death, he would have loved being brainwashed by Grendel. Oh God.
I don't know. He was so cunning. I don't know. I feel like he would have seen through it.
He's a big loss to the light, I would say. So
I think so too. I really liked that. I really liked him as a character, and I liked the depth of him. Yeah. But I would put him on like a honey cake level of betrayal. I don't know. There's something about putting something on a honey cake level of betrayal that I like.
All right, now we'll put Niall
like B tier. B tier.
B tier. Yeah, I know. I got what tier you meant. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Pick another one, and then we'll do a couple of IEL ones.
So many.
I mean, I see another easy one that's not IEL.
Ingtar?
I mean, we can talk Ingtar, yeah.
Oh.
When specifically around Ingtar?
I think it's up to interpretation. How would you like to interpret it?
I mean, if you're talking Ingtar towards the end of his journey, I don't think there's a betrayal there. I think there's just redemption. But if you think about, him letting someone into the keep while the Hamlin was there and such, or things he may have done prior, then there is some betrayal.
Or not following through with his orders from the Great Lord himself.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's betrayal there. No, but he did, didn't he? He, wasn't. He didn't have any orders at the end to be like, let the Shan Chen chase you down and kill you all.
Yeah, but I know. But like, he didn't fully succeed in what he was.
I mean, he knew he was about to die, and he didn't turn around to Rand and be like, by the way, all this stuff happens. This person's the Dark Friend. That's it. All he did was, subtly suggest he wasn't on the level. He didn't actually say it about himself either. He didn't come out and say it, and he didn't betray anybody else in the process. He just, and he could have in that moment, because it was, although no, maybe he's not under, because he won't be under the oaths like a Black Sister would be. So,
but we make a pledge.
Yeah, there's still a pledge. This is true. So,
yeah, we make a pledge.
I don't know. He's a low kill, low one for me. I'm like D at the most. I'm looking at it.
I'm kind of with you too. I think Ingtar's betrayal, from the perspective of the reader, was more shocking than the actual actions that he did.
Yeah, because we were made to love Ingtar, and then at the end we were like, so yeah, okay. Right. So where are we going?
Let's put him with Fael. Just to make people mad.
We do enjoy doing that. Okay.
All right.
What we got here? What we got?
You're gonna make me suffer, aren't you?
I think we start with one that's not too bad, actually. Let's start with Rand never eating his food that his servants brought them, which includes some meals that were made for him by maidens. This seems like a...
Excuse me! Maidens are not servants.
No, but I said not eating the food, including meals brought to him by the maidens. I didn't class them as servants. I said not eating the food the servants brought him, or the ones the maiden brought him. That's what I said. So...
Is that what you said? Should we play it back?
I mean, we can't. We're live.
I don't think we can. But
no, that's what I said.
I'm playing it back in my head.
Sure. Okay. Whatevs. Someone's gonna go back and do that now and be like, "Rob said this." That, my friends,
Chat.
would be a betrayal.
You have my back.
You want to betray me?
I think this one's a low tier betrayal.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I would put it at the Ingtar level, E for eating, or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. Yep. Okay. Nice. Because
the servants made the food and they can't control what people are going to do with it. They just did their job, right? Yeah. It is very wasteful. It is not particularly sustainable of him. But is it a betrayal? I don't know. I know Uno nominated this, but...
Kev is naming the tiers. So we have the Thailand tier, the August tier, the Honey Cakes tier, Still Your Wife tier, Sanderson tier, Parent is a Dummy tier, and Find a Kid tier.
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm pretty big fan of E for eating, because that actually applies to Fael, Perrin, and Gaul too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, true. Right. I feel like we need to go a bit tough now.
Okay, go.
I'm going to make that one bigger as well. There we go. Talk to us, Mel.
Listen, I was dead at this point, and I'm not a big fan of what the Shadow did after I died. I'm going to be honest. If the Shadow had competent leadership, like, say, a certain maiden who makes really good choices, none of that would happen. So, it is a self-betrayal. So
they're betraying you, and they're betraying Jito.
Yeah. Pretty bad.
This feels like it's got to be pretty high.
Like a honey cake level betrayal?
Maybe like an August
Wow.
betrayal.
Okay.
I think this is August
Okay.
betrayal. Yeah, I know. But you
there
were
is
dead at this point.
whew,
You were dead at this point. Just remember that. You know.
I was dead. I was dead.
So
I do not
okay.
approve. I do not condone nor approve the things the shadow did when I was no longer there to influence them.
Yeah. Yes, Mike, Cam, this is brilliant. So much toe. They called this shy toe now.
I think that's a betrayal of puns.
I love that one. That's great. Okay. Laman and his dumb share. Let's talk about that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, S tier.
What?
I don't even talk about it. Moving on. Let's go.
I wanted to give you.
I know this has been litigated, and I think the litigators.
I think they put the eel on trial, didn't they? And you got away with it, so you know, fair.
Not completely. We got in trouble for trespassing.
Trespassing of all the things.
Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
Very fair. Sherry says, when you said you were dead at this point, Sherry thought you meant you'd had too much who's quiet when typing it or something.
Highly likely.
And higher than honey cakes is my new favorite phrase according to Mayhem. I love that. That's good.
All right.
Daddy coming in was saying the shadow abandoned G2 from the moment they crossed the Dragon Wall. Fair. Yeah. And thank you, Streaming Monkeys. I appreciate that. Don't betray threefold talk. Please stab the like button. If you recently joined the channel, because there's been an influx of people joined the channel recently, and you have decided to see what else I do and this, or what we do here. This is the regular weekly IEL live stream that we do, threefold talk. So I hope you enjoy watching this, have fun, and we get up to some chaos here. So you know,
Goat Brother just renamed S tier.
S tier for share.
Share. Share
for the hair thing. I don't know. Okay.
No, for Laman's share.
For Laman's share. Why did we say share? It says chair. Did I say share? Did I miss something?
No, it's just because. Okay, I'm gonna explain the joke.
Right.
Kevin Angus put Luz kills his wife.
With a C.
We put it as a C, and so he changed the C to a K. So Goat Brother echoed what Kevin. Do I need to keep going?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Let's go. I think the top one, DA and Sedai creating the item. Yeah. I feel like that's an automatic share tier level betrayal.
Share tier. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of got betrayed in her own.
She like self-betrayed.
Yeah.
And then betrayed all the other ones. Just a mess.
This is true. Is the shadow in here twice? Have we?
So. Wait, where's the other shadow?
There. And then there. You put it on the list twice. Boom. Done.
Did I? I put it on the list twice?
I copy paste in the order you put it in. We're gonna look back later. You might have.
Oh yeah. Me. Okay. I don't have a spreadsheet right here that does not say. It does say it twice. Oh.
I knew it was gonna be a show like this.
Moving on. Let's go.
Moving on. I'm curious. What do they mean by Crossroads of Twilight? Who put this? Do you remember who put this in, and what do they mean?
The book itself was a betrayal.
It's just a betrayal? I'm sorry. No, executive decision. That's an F.
No,
that's not a betrayal.
I'm reading through it right now, and I cannot finish it for the life of me. It's so boring.
But it's so well written because that's what it's meant to be. Because the Dark One has frozen the world at this stage. He has frozen the seasons. Our characters are thus frozen in place of where they are. The story feels frozen in place of what's happening. And it's not until they use the Bowl of the Winds and things start to move that the story
This is after that. It's all after Bowl of the Winds.
It's really?
It's winter time. Yeah. It's after Winter's Heart. It's after all of that. It hasn't been frozen in time. This is not. Nope. This is the end. This is right before Knife of Dreams. It's right before things start happening again.
I'll give you an E tier at most. I'll give you E tier at most.
You're giving me an eating level betrayal for this?
Eating level betrayal at most.
All right, fine. Fine.
I mean, chat's with me, it seems to be.
Well, chat misremembered because it's not pre-Bowl of the Winds.
Okay.
It's not frozen in time season.
That was me saying that. But anyway, Okay. All right. Rand sneaking out on the maidens.
S tier.
Easily S tier.
Because he said he wouldn't. And then he kept doing it anyway.
Exactly.
Multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of betrayals. That's share level.
Yeah, that's share level betrayal. Okay. Fane betrays the two rivers. I don't like that implies he was once on the side of two rivers. Yeah, F. Like, come on, it's Fane. Like, that's not a betrayal. That's perfectly how he works.
That's exactly what he was supposed to do. Good man. Yeah. Good man, Fane. Let's go on.
Mm-hmm. But White Cloaks in the Battle of the Two Rivers. Oof.
Oh yeah.
Gotta be
that
S
is
tier, right?
Really bad. That is really bad.
Yeah, where they just like leave the kids.
They just like didn't even. Oh, that part stabs me in the heart every time. The kids in the circle and the women around the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Anything particular you want to get out here? So what is it? So we've got about 20 minutes left. And we have a couple of origins to read out. So we probably need about 10 minutes for the origins, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can read them and discuss them a little bit. So
let's just go in order from here. So Alana.
Okay. Alana's
bond. I feel like that was like, if Tyland's violations are an S, Alana's violations are also an S.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're holding them accountable for their actions to the same level, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with
S.
that. Aravine betraying Fail.
I mean, it did have a lot of impact. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know that their relationship was enough, fleshed out enough that I cared about those two together.
Yeah,
as
maybe
much.
like a C tier betrayal.
Yeah.
Like there's, it's a bit of a betrayal, but it's just like also, well, she never came across like a great character, someone who was super trustworthy in that, and they never.
Yeah, she's always a little sus.
Yeah, I never felt that they had like a super close relationship either. So
yeah.
Betrayal.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that what she did wasn't impactful.
Agreed.
But
right, we have Benin gives traveling to Shanshan. This is a pretty big betrayal, right? I mean, they would have got it anyway, but it's got to be reasonably high. What do you reckon?
I mean, clearly, because the results of that had really bad repercussions, but also a little bit good because Elida got captured.
This is true.
I want to put it at book cloak level.
At book, we've renamed B to book cloak level. Okay, so a book cloak level, right? All right, done. In. I mean, we're saving that one. Aram's betrayal. That's got to be pretty decent. It's got to be like an A, surely.
Okay. Because his name starts with A. I like it.
Yeah,
let's go on. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. Iris Bear is wondering about Aravine. So Iris Bear, Aravine is a person that Fail meets in the camp in Malden, and she gives her oath of fealty to Fail, and Fail kind of takes a risk taking her into her secret of trying to escape. And then Aravine basically becomes one of Fail's people. And then when Fail is tasked with taking the horn to the fields of Marilor, Aravine is basically revealed to be a Dark Friend, and then ends up stabbing people and getting everybody kind of caught. The whole getting caught not in the field of Marilor with the horn in the blight thing was kind of her fault. That's that betrayal.
Yeah, good explanation. I think you covered that pretty well. Aiel betray the way of the leaf.
I would have toe if I didn't say that we have the most toe for that. Right? What kind of Aiel would I be?
I mean, it's got to be up there with Shadow abandoning Giotto, right?
Yeah.
Or is it higher? A or S?
Let's leave it at A. Let's leave it at A.
I'm gonna leave it A. Leave it at A. Okay.
I can't. It's too painful to think about.
A lighter for all things.
Okay, Rob. Where do you want to put her?
A lighter for all the things. I feel like she's got to be an A tier as well. I don't think she... well, I don't know, maybe not. She acted very in character for herself. Who did she betray? Swan?
I mean... Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she could... she didn't betray her rose because she believed she wasn't. I don't know, but then you can still betray someone if you think you're in the right, and actually, objectively, if you look at it, you'd be like, no, you're in the wrong, so that's a betrayal. So, yeah. I mean, it's got to be high up-ish. Somewhere B upwards, I would say. But I don't think it's bad enough to be an S. Looking at what we have in the S tier, for example.
Okay. I'm with you.
So, I know. Unless chat convinces me otherwise, I want to leave it in B, I think.
Okay.
Yeah? All right.
I'm not going to argue.
Put it there. Chat. Try and convince me otherwise. Leandrin betrays the Wonder Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Fair level of trust there.
Not really. Not really a fair level of trust. Like, they were just, they just kind of had to go with her because she's a nice guy and they had to do what she said. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like she was particularly trustworthy to begin with. She was sus all the way, but they kind of had to, like, listen to her.
This is true.
Yeah, I actually kind of like where you put it at the
sea level?
Sea level. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it led to other things for sure that were really, really bad. But I don't necessarily want to give Leandrin the honor of all that came from it.
Okay.
You know, don't want to give her the credit.
Yeah, that's fair. Nicola betraying Egwene.
I feel like that's a little.
I'm thinking like
because she made up for it. Like she kind of redeemed herself.
Yeah, right? And also like how much of a betrayal really was it?
Well, like, I mean, she could have ended up getting Egwene like called before the Hall of the Tower and punished and all sorts of like she could have ended up stripped of her stole, you know, if she had actually. But I think she also made up for it. She was given the opportunity to like.
This is true. Do you like
the E? Arab ways? Yeah.
E? We like E? Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna stick with E.
He's good.
Swan betraying her oath to Brynn. So this one I think is a technicality. Depending how you view it. But I think it's because technically the oath she made did not mention the time. It was extremely Aes Sedai of her. But you know, the way I don't know, just how people take that oath, and you know they're going to take it that way, does come that's a betrayal because she knows that he's going to believe, well, that's it, I can just trust this, you know, so it's going to be fine. And then whereas she's saying that knowing he'll react that way and then be like, well, I can scoot because then we won't be guarded. So
yes, but at the time there was no like relationship between them of any measurable anything, right?
Yeah.
And she was doing it for a really good reason. She had a reason to be deceptive. So I don't.
It's definitely not a big.
Yeah, I'm with you on a technicality, and I want to put it at the F level. That would be
A level. Okay, we can go with that. Yeah, it's still a bit of a betrayal, but not really anything crazy.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't deleted it, but
Shiriam,
Hmm.
I would always stick an F. She's a dark friend. You know, she's a shadow pal. She was doing what she was expected to do.
Yeah.
Did
not
Egwene
very-
feel
not
betrayed?
Very well.
Not very well. Did
Yeah.
Egwene feel betrayed? Probably, but you know, you can feel betrayed by a friend? Can you still feel betrayed by a friend who's actually evil and not your friend? When you find that out, do you still feel betrayed at that point? Or is it
I
just
think
like,
we're gonna have that
actually-
conversation in a minute.
Yeah.
But she was doing her job, even though she was kind of annoying and cryy about it.
Yeah.
I really did like her. I feel like Shiriam is another Ingtar type of betrayal, right?
Right,
It
okay.
was more impactful for the reader
So I
than
can
for the
maybe
story.
put it higher. Should I put up here with the Lamphir level?
No, I would put her at E or F. Yeah,
Okay.
and maybe since I said it's like Ingtar, we stick her with Ingtar.
Yeah, in the Ingtar level. Okay, I like that. Rand betrays the Black Tower. I would say this is pretty high. I want to put
Yeah.
this at least a B.
But I feel like Rand betraying the Black Tower is maybe a little bit on the same level as Elida's betrayals.
Yeah.
Meaning,
well, Light is also in the B. Yeah.
yeah. And for similar reasons, right?
Mhm.
You know?
I agree. No Swarine reunion. This feels like a betrayal of the book readers. So, as opposed to a betrayal for the characters.
S.
S? Okay. I mean,
Put it up
no,
there. They should have had time together. It was not nice.
That's
It
fair.
was not okay. It's not fair. not fair.
The Aes Sedai putting Rand in the box. Kidnapping him. Definitely a big betrayal. Is that S or an A?
I think it's A because there wasn't a relationship of trust there.
Okay. I can buy that. Dessain betrayed by her fellow wise ones. That's got to be an S, surely. You know, that one seems like a pretty simple
Absolutely.
one. Okay.
Not cool. Not cool, Shido.
Uh,
Not cool.
Child born hold betrays child buyer. I mean, they're white blokes.
Yeah. Depends on your perspective. But I
E?
don't, maybe even an F for me.
F?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, fine. We'll go F, yeah. All right. And now, Matt betraying Mel. Just make that bigger so people know exactly what we're talking about right now.
This is the entire reason that we planned this segment, guys.
Mm-hmm. This is why we
the
planned it.
betrayal of betrayals.
But I mean,
from which all other betrayals must be
Mel,
measured.
you lured him into bed with your wiles and your talents.
Did not lure him. He actively chose to come with me. There was no luring.
You
I
didn't
expressed
flirt.
interest, and he. Yeah.
You
but he
expressed interest
also-
by doing what? Being like, "Hey, come to my tent," or
I mean,
you do
how
that
else do
blindfolded?
you? How else do
can you do that every time? You complimented his throwing. I mean, and then was like,
I don't
"Come drink
understand.
with
I
me."
don't understand the problem here.
No. I'm just being like, you know,
I
there was
told him he
mutual
was
attra-
pretty.
There was mutual attraction.
Yeah.
You got him into bed mutually.
Yeah.
There was consent
Yep.
on both ways, I'm sure.
Yep.
You had your fun.
Yep.
And then in the middle of the battle, you tried to kill him. Was it in the middle of the battle? When did you
No.
actually try to kill him? No, it wasn't, was it? No.
Okay. This is what had happened was
Mhm.
he was trying to ghost me.
He was trying to ghost you.
Yeah. What had happened was we were hanging out in Kyrian, enjoying the palace, which there was no chair there, by the way I looked. And and he like keeps saying that he's gonna leave and stuff to other people. He tells other people he's leaving. And he tells other people that he doesn't know what he wants to do with me. He's worried what happens if he leaves and I find out. All that stuff, right? And then he finally works up the courage to tell me to my face that he wants to go to Camelin with Rand. And listen, a girl sometimes does things that she regrets in moments of passion. But it's the love of my life. And the fact that he was just like nonchalantly saying, I'm out. Bye. Like, that's devastating.
That is devastating.
Broke my heart multiple ways.
So you're saying that's the appropriate action to have taken, or you overreacted?
I mean, I didn't actually kill him. If I wanted to kill him, I could have killed him. But I just was gonna stab him because he wanted to leave me. And that made me sad.
You were just gonna mark him as your property? Maybe?
No, just like a light bloodletting.
A light bloodletting. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Chat, give us some levels here. Come on, throw some letters at us. Where are we putting Matt betraying Mel? Because
we're gonna let chat decide.
We're gonna let chat decide.
Based on this very scientific ranking system that we
that we've created, because we're so good at these ranking systems.
Where?
Yeah, where? I think we've had a fun time doing this list. To be honest, this list has gone well. So,
yeah, I think it looks like in the land of liturgical critique, this is well reasoned. And
absolutely, I agree.
We should probably publish a paper.
Yeah, I think that is a very valid idea. So they're starting to pop in. Iris says sea level for tabby cabs. There we go. Like Matt did, give her a D. higher than honey cakes. Where did honey cakes end up again? I forget where I put honey cakes. Higher than a B. That's what Kevin says.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
Kelly's right. I didn't actually kill him. So this is Fudgy says this is a recap of Blackout Drunk in North Harbor level betrayal. Wow.
Wow.
Says M for the Matt and Mel tier.
Yeah,
that's
add
cute.
the tier.
Okay, we're
Just
adding a
add
tier. I can add a tier. All right.
We could add the tier. Yeah.
At the top?
Yeah.
And I'll give you a different color as well. What color would you like?
Pink.
Pink.
There we are.
Done.
That's
Love
good.
it.
That's good.
Beautiful.
An E is an M on its side, so M tier for Matt and Mel. Sorry, Kevin Angus. It's a good try.
Nice.
All
right. Well, that's all your betrayals, folks. So I hope you like that. I will at some point tomorrow put that up on our Twitter page with what's going to require a rather large amount of alt text. But
hey, we've already written half of it.
This is true. And Frank, not a betrayal at all. Love that. Nice one, Frank. But yeah, Mel and I, we promised you some origins here at Three Thought Talk.
We promised you. We dug them out of the records in in Charleston at the library.
We went and we got Michael to charm the librarians for us.
Yep.
He'd already given us, he'd made us memorize the routes through the library, and he distracted the librarians. Hot Mike, as he is so affectionately known now. Thank you, Hot Mike. Appreciate that. And
so distracting.
So
just
distracting.
wiggled his mustache at them and went for a ride.
And and we got you some very special origins, but we were raiding separately to maximize our chance of getting some. So
Yes.
I have not seen the one that Mel grabbed, and vice versa as well. So to increase the enjoyment each way, Mel is going to read the origin I found, and
To double
I
our
will-
pleasure.
To double the pleasure, and I would read Mel's. So Mel, would you
Yes.
like to read first, or hear the origin that you wrote that you got read first?
I think I would like to read first. I would
Okay.
like to read the origin that you unearthed.
Yes. So, folks, please enjoy the origin of the Aiel Society names.
Yeah.
As read to you, narrated to you by Mel.
By me. Okay. The Aiel are a proud and noble race of people, a culture driven by honor and obligation. G. Ito. The Aiel we see today are very different from the Aiel of the Age of Legends. Fierce warriors and skilled tacticians, almost one and all, the Aiel are confusing to those outside of the Waste, the Wetlanders. But for those who look closely, their separate societies are as different as the cultures around the Westlands. 4 generations after leaving the Aes Sedai, and in great need of self-defense, was when a spear first found its way into an Aiel's hand. Over time, these few became many, protecting those who still chose nonviolence. As their numbers grew, certain traits developed within their numbers, and thus were the societies born. Numbered 12, their traits became as varied as the clouds in the hot waste sky. The Red Shields, sadly named for their rejection by the Red Aja as warders. The Night Spears, secret fans of Brittany, but so embarrassed they hide away with their radio tirangrial every night to practice their dance moves. The Water Seekers, claim to be so named because they first found water in the waste, but in actuality it's simply because they sleep with their legs splayed like water diving rods. The Brothers of the Eagle are a mighty group, so named for their love of sleeping in piles of twigs on cliff edges. Often you can hear the soft thud on the canyon floor at night as they move in their sleep too violently. Mountain dancers, the true Aiel cheerleaders, if there were such a thing, are so named for their love of twerking. Such is their love that the very mountains shake as they run by. Dawn Runners are the most interesting of names of these groups. Rarely up before midday, this group has never seen a sunrise. The Black Eyes are the football fans of the Aiel. Although too large a number of them are Patriot fans, their talent with Eye Black is beyond compare. Thunderwalkers have a passion for boots and most retire to become innkeepers, or the Aiel variety of such. Stone Dogs are perhaps the most pitied of the societies, unable to keep even themselves alive. Sometimes this group had to fight even to keep rocks as pets. You would think Knife Hands had a talent for cooking, but sadly they are no better than
Lamelle.
Lamelle?
Lamelle.
Oh, I'm with you. Lamelle, in this regard. They are so named for their characteristically short, stubby fingers, but I wouldn't point that out if I were you. 11th in the societies are the True Bloods, so noble and lofty in their passions of vampires. As this group, they avoid using spears as much as the others for fear of staking themselves on the wrong end. Maidens of the Spear, the only female society, is perhaps the most well-known outside of the Waste. Shocking to the Wetlanders, these powerful women seem to have a simple origin to their name, but in truth, it is there in plain sight in the old tongue. Var Dares Mai. The name is the best-kept secret in the Aiel. Entry into this group relies not upon your gender, but instead your sense of humor. Should a potential maiden find a leader and say the words, "Allow me to join Spear Sister, take me far away so I may stop being near Dares Mai," they will be permitted to begin their training. With this, they prove their love of tam jokes and their dedication to making all others the butt of those jokes.
Nicely done, Mel. That's a beautiful origin.
Wow, I learned so much.
You learned as well.
It's almost like learning from a wise one, going through the glass columns about
Amazing.
the history of the Aiel. Wow, that was incredibly insightful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The twerking, that one was very eye opening to me.
Mm-hmm.
Having Aiel cheerleaders, if there were such a thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was something to behold.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. You sure you read the same archive that I read? Are you sure?
I mean, I
You
can't
didn't
help
like
what's there.
it wasn't like the pages got stuck together and it was like an encyclopedia and one side was the Wheel of Time and the other side was like cooking recipe. Like none of that happened, or like there wasn't
No,
like
there's
no,
these fresh sheets
just
of paper
like
just there. Yeah,
sheets inside of all in Robert
yeah,
Jordan's handwriting, huh?
yeah.
Wow,
It was
wow.
amazing. Yeah. So I learned a lot there, but I'm keen to learn the origin you discovered.
Yes.
So
I don't really feel like I can give this any sort of intro, because the story kind of tells itself, and if I gave you an introduction, then it might give you indigestion. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
say, friends, please enjoy the origin that I discovered, read by our very talented narrator, Rob.
Okay, here we go. Long ago, when the world was broken and explosive eviscerations tore the world asunder, the wards that had held the sanitation systems of ancient cities together failed. Sewage, previously controlled and dispersed using the advanced technologies of the day, seeped and squelched into the gullies and rivulets of the land and spread untethered, much as the taint spread amongst the men tormented by the Dark One's backlash. The Guild of the Waters, those who had previously worked the world's awful waste with honor and pride, were overwhelmed with walls of stinking sludge that threatened to bury them in the torrid blowout, and so they fled. They ran ahead of the avalanche of oxidized avocado like they had show wings for shoes, and gathered together in a secret place known to some, and shared in desperate whispers between gags as they slipped and spluttered their way through the remnants of the previous night's chili cook-off. This place, a tight gathering at the end of a twisting, winding valley between the lumbar hills and resting at the mouth of the sphinctered plain, was a rough and dark escape from the pungent splatter. But with the guild's gathered might, they organized and came up with a plan to stop up the tepid torrent and pack that flatulent flood back up into the channels to which it belonged. With grace and gumption they labored, heaving and hammering the onslaught back from whence it came. And though many fell in fecal fracas, as dawn broke, a storied few stood strong amongst the remnants as champions of chaos and conquerors of crack, succeeding in their quest. Though there may have been more storied tales from the bravery of men in the days after the breaking, the courage of the guild did not go unnoticed, and in their honor, the place from which they made their stand was given a new name, a name that has survived to this age, though many other names have been lost. Lugard. Wow. Previously unknown heroes. I am speechless.
Yeah.
How did we not know about these heroes beforehand?
I don't know. But like the fact that the place that they made their stand was honored with such a very descriptive name really it almost brings tears to my eyes.
Indeed. It's so beautiful. Alliterative August origins, as Kev is saying here. And yes, Mayhem, you're right. Lugard.
Yes, that's the old English spelling. Yes,
it's the old English spelling, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was Mel. I'm so glad you found that. I feel very enriched with knowledge, and such a beautiful piece of writing as well. Like the choices of words there was pretty sensational.
I mean, that's why we read The Wheel of Time, right? Robert Jordan is just a gifted storyteller, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be in like season 37, but these really rare origins are going to be dug up from the archive and put to screen with such care, the way that all the other origins have been thus far.
Indeed. And Rafe, when things are better and you want to have these narrated, we are available. You can call us. We will narrate these for you. We will make ourselves available to bring this beautiful collection of stories to people's screens every August.
Yeah, anytime.
I can't believe you made me read a story about toilets.
The longest ham joke I've ever written.
I know, right? It's just so good. Oh, brilliant.
Wow. Oh, you kept it together much better than I did. Well done.
Yeah, no, it was it's honestly, the word choice was great there, Mel. That was brilliant. I think that probably brings us to an end now.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. We should definitely raid for origins more often. So.
Yeah, we should go discover more, because I mean, I hear the archives is thousands and thousands of pages. Who knows what else is hidden inside of that?
In there, it's pretty crazy. So yeah.
Well,
it's basically a Tam novella. That's what Mayhem says. Nice.
Yes, so please, since we were so kindly called scabs, please remember to support our entertainment community fund, the writers and actors who are currently on strike, fighting for the livelihoods of all of the members of their union. And the link is in the chat for you to give your support to them through this time of strife. Thank you very much for all you're doing, and thank you for everyone for standing up for their search for a nice, fair contract for the work that they do. That entertains us so much.
It's very true. It's all in the description, folks, so please go check it out. And I understand completely if you're not in a financial position to help. That's totally understandable. But if you raise awareness, that still helps as well. So, oh God, Patrick, no, you do not want grade Kangas origins. That's going to be, oof. That's going to be mayhem. My God, that's brilliant. All right, folks.
Hey, how many days do people have until they buy Malkier tickets, Rob?
Oh, that's a good point. How many days do you have left to get your tickets? Let's find out, shall we? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. Folks, you have 14 days and 11 hours. That's all you have left. So, because it's a-coming. So, 1 second, let me switch to this one. Is that going to pop up nicely? There it is. You have 14 days, 11 hours, and 18 minutes to get your in-person tickets to MalkierCon. Totally understand if you can't actually attend in person. It's a long way to go if you don't live anywhere close. But there are digital tickets on sale, folks, and those will be available right up to and through the convention, and give you access to watching pretty much all the content we put together. I'm not going to stream lunch because people will just be doing whatever they want for lunch, and obviously I'm not going to stream people drinking in the evening because we're just having fun and partying. So those are some of the perks of actually being there in person. So yes, okay, you're right, Mel. Kev's just put in chat about Rock Origins, but we've definitely written that one. So but if you're unsure about attending MalkierCon, like why should I go, I don't know kind of what's in it for me, please do remember that Memo is coming to be our special guest, and we will be creating a brand new, completely original Wheel of Time chibi in the process of the class that she's hosting, and she'll be there as well selling merch, so you can come and get yourself all the Memo merch that you've wanted, because she's going to be bringing it along with her. So yeah, thanks for the reminder there, Mel. Appreciate that.
Hey, you're welcome.
And that's it, folks. So who knows who'll be here next week? It's always a fun game. But thank you for joining us. Mel, this has been hilarious. I really enjoyed this.
It's been great. I've loved hanging out with you today.
I've loved hanging out with you too. Hopefully we haven't traumatized chat too much. because we did traumatize them a lot last time we did a tier ranking. So I feel like they are a little nervous with us, but they stuck it out. We appreciate that. And if you really think we got one of the wrong folks, throw it in the comments afterwards and let us know, and then we'll just hop back in and fight you for it. All right, folks, that's it. Time for us to get out of here. So until next week, may you always find love, water, and shade. Bye.
Bye.